What's up, folks? Welcome to Nino's Corner.tv. I'm joined once again with Jonathan Otto. Man, my life has changed, folks. I'm just going to say it right now. My life has changed since I've met this guy and been introduced to his products. Jonathan, thank you so much for joining me. This is going to be an epic episode, folks. You don't want to miss this one. Thanks for joining me.
Oh, welcome, David. It's a pleasure always. Love your work, man, and so does everyone.
Thank
So
you.
this is going to be exciting, and like you just said, then this is going to be really unique. So listen, folks, if you've watched any of our episodes, this is completely different, and so I'm going to be talking about completely different technologies, and so people want to stay tuned for this because when you're talking about regenerative therapies and how to stay ahead when you're living in this day and era with the amount of toxins that we're bombarded with and EMFs included in that, and then how much people are struggling and suffering, and how almost everyone is struggling with something in their health. This is going to be one of those real big keys. You have to know about it, and this is going to be like total education. We're going to share how these therapies work, and so yeah, teaser here. We're going to talk about PEMF.
Yeah, and these are life hacks, right? These
Yeah.
are ways to extend uh longevity, health, everything. For me, I've noticed a big kick, a boost or a tick up in my emotional well-being, dude. And with all the pressure that I'm going through right now with my parents, I'm dealing with a lot and I'm feeling pretty damn good during the day. I'm able to keep my nose above water and feel good with all the pressure that I have, because everyone no doubt about it. Everyone knows this happened with my parents, and they kind of got some injuries from that, what I believe, and dementia, seizures, the whole thing. Well, um, I literally hold the red light panel in front of them at least twice a week, right? And I notice a significant bounce back after I do that for at least 2 days. At least I see it
Wow.
mainly in my mom. Her
Wow.
skin looks better. She looks more aware, more with it, more present, and she has dementia. So I know that it's doing something.
Wow.
I use it 2 to 3 times a week right now, about 20 minutes a time, sometimes 4 times a week, and I lay in it before I go to bed or I wake up in the morning. So another
Wow.
suggestion, folks, if you're going to get one of these devices, keep it where you'll use it because it does no good in the garage. It does no good in the garage. Keep it in your bedroom. Put it right next to your bed. If you're at your kitchen table all the time, put it next to your kitchen table because that's where my parents are. That's where I put the panel. So I just walk in and hold it in front of them, and and I'm just doing about 5 to 10 minutes for them, and I'm seeing a huge, a lot of progress from that. So,
Wow.
Jonathan, this I don't think people understand just how important these devices are. I really
Wow.
don't. I don't think so.
That's beautiful, man. It, I think about these types of things where we don't know, right? So I don't know where your health, whether the health of your parents would be right now if you weren't doing that, and whether they would be with us or not. You see what I'm saying? It really is that serious, and I wouldn't say that because it's super sensitive. But I say it because we get extra time with folks because of these types of things, and great time as well, like health span and lifespan, like because you want to live long, but you don't want to live long if you're living bad, and that's why people say, well, I don't want to live forever, because they think of living bad. But we're giving back people quality of life, giving them back cognition, giving them back the ability to have great restful sleep so they can regenerate, helping
I,
them move
I
like
even
you.
have. I'm gonna say this. I even have nurses that are at the house. They're like, "Hey, can I use it? Can I sit in
Mm,
front of the panel?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead. I don't mind. Everyone should be allowed to use it. Go ahead." And they're noticing a difference. And these are
wow.
nurses that are just strictly Western medicine, right? So I think the good thing with me being in this alternative media circuit and meeting people like you and other people that deliver these type of products or these devices is that you guys are on the cutting edge of this. You're the tip of the spear, and I get to talk to people like you and implement this in my life, and I see dramatic changes. Like I'm seeing things in my life. Like I'm taking methylene blue, C60, different supplements here and there, deer antler velvet, the whole thing. But the red light is probably my favorite. I'm gonna say it's
Yeah.
my favorite. And what we're gonna talk about today is not just the red light, but now you have a PEMF pads,
Yeah.
which I've never heard of before till today. And you're going to describe this. So this is another whole thing that you can add to a repertoire, folks. This is
Yeah.
unbelievable. Another
Yeah.
health hack.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and if you go back, you'll see that I've talked about it from time to time, but because there's so much focus on the light side of things with the red light and near infrared that we haven't gone into depth on this and why it works, how people can use it, and it's so extraordinarily accessible. It works out as one of the most affordable things to do by far, and people will see that, which is really remarkable with it. But on the flip side, you look at some of these. We talked about MedBed technology, and we showed some examples. Like I showed an amortal bed, which is like a really like expensive device.
Oh,
Like
was it that red bed that's
yeah,
with the
yeah,
lights?
yeah,
That looks
waves like that.
awesome, man. That looks like something that like needs to be in a spaceship.
Yeah, exactly. Like they give it some real sexy kind of appeal, which is cool. And so half
What
of
do
that
those
is
things
market.
sell for? Those things? Can you show?
Yeah, but it's 160,
Damn,
170,000. Yeah.
damn.
But like the problem with that is that you're reliant on going and taking those trips, probably paying $200 a session, and so people will far outperform that with using at-home devices that end up costing. I actually did the math on this. I did it over a 10-year period. It was 30 cents. 30 cents a session. So it was like you can't even buy an organic carrot for 30 cents. So it's so like they're accessible more importantly, but I'll show you the technology so people can understand it, how it works, why it works, and why it's getting paired together, like why red light and PMF are getting paired together. And that is where anyone that's researching or trying to understand really what the whole concept of a med bed is, it's those two things. It's not, and it's nothing that is not replicated in nature. It's all things that are available in nature, but it's enhancing those fields that exist, which is really cool. And the other thing that they did with that
So
amortal
hold
bed
on,
is
could
that,
you?
go
So
ahead.
you would do the PEMF. So here's where my mind's going with this.
Yeah.
Lay on the pad and have the
Yeah.
red light on top of you, doing both at the same time,
Yeah.
and you're on your
Yes.
way to a med bed.
Yeah,
This is like a
exactly.
med bed hack.
It is. Like it definitely is. There like if that's not a med bed, there is no med bed. There's nothing. Like because um it has to be based on frequencies and things that exist in nature, not things that don't exist.
All right, so
And
this just turned out to be a way better podcast than I thought.
yeah.
Med bed hack right here, folks. This is all you need, right? The red light and the PEMF. That's it.
Yeah.
If you put those together, sandwich it, use them both at the same time, you got your med bed hack, right?
It's true. It's true, and I'll prove it because it's a big claim, and so far people that have not heard of that or maybe know of it vaguely would not know why it's so exponential. And so I'll even show fracture healing and bone regeneration and bone healing, things that are all very much connected to what you would see or think of when you think of a med bed. Like if your bone regenerates and heals in like a one-fifth of the time, that's really strange and interesting. But your body is healing. You're just supporting it through frequency. And the other thing I'll say, David, is that then they don't require each other. So they're not like you've got to have this one. It goes together with this one. There are a lot of people that only do red light, which you're an example of that. And look at the benefits you're talking about. There are people that only do PMF and they get extraordinary benefit. And at some point as well, a lot of people just choose one or the other, and that's where they get started. But then if they have one, they can stack the other if they are looking for that.
I was about to call you the other day. My friend came over with a rash on his arm. He's like, dude, what is this? I was like, I don't know. And I put him under the red light, gone.
Yeah.
The next day,
Oh,
gone.
that's
Gone.
awesome.
He's like, bro, it's gone. It's gone. I've had this for a week. I'm like, I don't know. He sat under it for 20 minutes, man. That thing's gone. He showed me
That's
pictures.
awesome.
It's gone.
Dude, that's awesome. And look,
Yeah.
you're a pro. You're a pro. Like there are so many doctors that he would have gone to that would have started like tinkering around and, well, let's
Yeah.
run some tests.
Yeah.
Let's try
Yeah.
and find out my little
Yeah.
lab experiment. And the reality is
It's true.
you didn't have to know. That's the thing. You
No,
didn't
I
have
just
to
said,
know.
sit under this thing. I laid him
Yeah.
down and he said he laid under there for 20 minutes. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I was like, let's see what this does. And then bam, next day he told me.
That's
So,
awesome.
so this to me, I know works. I mean, what I'd like to, if you want to pull up
Yeah, yeah, I
screen
do.
now, I want to learn about the PEMF. That's what I want to learn about now because I know all about the red light. If you want to just touch on the red light for my audience that don't know about it,
Yeah.
Why don't you want to
Yeah.
do that first and then
Yeah,
walk us
yeah,
through
sure.
PMF?
Like it'll only take me a minute because so
Okay.
many folks, know about that. So red light and near infrared is within the optical window of, which is like nanometers of penetration. It's around 600 to 1100 nanometers, and this is like visible and invisible light that you put into your body that gets received by mitochondria. Mitochondria produce ATP, which is how energy is generated within cells, and then it stores that energy like a battery, and it just uses that for all cellular function. And so it just helps the body function optimally. It helps cells repair, regenerate. It helps wounds heal. It helps eyesight and helps people sleep. It helps, like, it goes to every category. Like, because it's dealing with cellular respiration, how cells breathe. It just completes the cell cycle so that they can go perform everything. And so we've shared all the studies and science behind people are regenerating their thyroid function with it. How people are recovering from ED. Because of nitric oxide signaling, and so they can have a good love life. So I've got to be careful with that one, so I just gave the acronym. But so there's so many amazing benefits. We talked about the big C word, how it's been effective for this, and it's because of cellular voltage. Remember, these types of diseases, these life-threatening, you've got the big C word. Sorry, go home and get your affairs in order. Those conversations exist in bodies that have cells that have low voltage. When cells have low voltage, they are the breeding ground for these types of problems.
Low voltage. That's
Hmm.
interesting because we are electrical circuit boards, aren't we?
And so light is going to then reactivate that because the cells then have energy to perform function. The other way
Wow.
to do it is through magnetic field, and so which is pulsed electromagnetic field. PEMF, pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, and so you're doing this through magnet electromagnetic waves into the body, of which red light is also electromagnetic waves, but they're received differently in the body, and it's basically amplifying the Earth's magnetic field, and you're able to basically do what grounding is, but on steroids. And by doing that, part of the reason why people are so spiraling out of control with their health is because we're not connected to the earth anymore. And if you think about it from a biblical context, we've talked about let there be light, but the other one is that God formed man dust of the ground. And if you look at the constituents of the earth, they're in common with humans. We're in common. We hold so much in common with the earth, and so we need to be in connection to it. And by being in connection to it, those electrons and the electrical currents of the body all function normally. And in the same way that these opportunistic diseases like the big C word, they can't thrive in high voltage environments. And so
Mm.
you're hitting it in this case from both angles,
Or
but
a high
or individually.
alkaline, high
Yeah.
alkaline. So if you have high alkaline and high voltage,
Yes. Yeah,
that's the,
exactly.
I would think those are two big hacks right there, right?
It is absolutely, hence why we should always encourage people to improve their diets. And by just improving your diet, you're going to have less acidic. So there's books like Get Off Your Acid, which is get off your acidic foods, get more onto alkaline foods, and stay thoroughly hydrated so that you don't have an acidic system. So yes, you got it, man. You're thinking in the right lines, 100%. And so this gives you an example. So like what PMF is used for, it has you know robust healing potential because it's working in chronic pain relief, cellular level inflammation reduction, and then supporting the big C word and autoimmune recovery. And so it's doing this, like, for example, it's improving cellular energy. So by doing that, it's reducing pain, calming overactive nerve signals. It's lowering inflammation, improving blood flow and oxygen at the tissue level. It's enhancing immune function, tissue repair, detoxification processes, and it's supporting recovery alongside other treatments or other therapies,
Yeah.
because you mentioned others. So it enhances, which is really awesome. And so this study is on bone density rebuilding and fracture healing. It's stimulating bone forming cells and boosting calcium absorption. So this is an issue as our parents, for example, get older, or the folks that are watching that are older. This becomes increasingly an issue, but it's also an issue in younger people too. This helps rebuild bone density and speeds up fracture healing. This one's really cool. It's neutralizing harmful EMF exposure. It's recharging the body's natural electrical field and maintaining cellular balance, and it's reducing fatigue linked to EMF exposure. So the tiredness that you feel may be all related to EMF exposure. And so by just correcting that, then that fatigue goes away. And you're seeing examples of that, for example, with light therapy, because it's also working in that arena. So enhancing sleep quality and relaxation by calming the nervous system, balancing circadian rhythms. PEMF is helping promote deeper, more restorative sleep and supporting overall relaxation. So the body just relaxes, which is what you want. And so you're calming the mood, calming the state. And so PEMF is helping reduce, and I'll show all this in clinical studies, which is going to be amazing once you start seeing some of these. It's reducing inflammation, improving circulation, modulating pain signals. So for those that are suffering with chronic pain, you're up for expensive medications every month, and then you are damaging your body with those pain medications. And everybody knows that. That's why you kind of reach for it when you have to versus you don't do it just because. And so it ends up becoming a much better alternative because it's regenerating your body without any downsides. It's all upsides. And I'll show specific studies where it's showing that it harms the big C word cells, but then it boosts and assists healthy cells. So it's not like a treatment that's helping just get rid of the bad things. Like there are some detoxification agents that are really kind of aggressive for getting out the bad, but you kind of have a bit of collateral damage. You lose some healthy cells in the process, but that's not the case. It's the exact opposite. You're helping healthy cells, destroying negative and harmful cells. So this is becoming, it's being used as a chronic pain management tool. And a 2020 study in pain research and management found that PEMF significantly reduced chronic pain in 70% of study participants. This is often with people just doing it once or twice a week instead of up to every day. So if you have a chronic issue like that, why not do it every day if you have one in your home? And why not combine some of the other therapies we've talked about? Why wouldn't that number be 100%? And so I always love to outperform the studies. And so we show the studies, but there's every reason why everyone gets better. That's the key. It's enhancing microcirculation, promoting oxygen and nutrient delivery, stimulating cellular repair and regeneration, especially mitochondria activity, improving lymphatic drainage to remove waste products by reducing swelling, accelerating tissue repair in muscles, ligaments, and joints, balancing electromagnetic signaling across membranes to restore cellular function, and decreasing oxidative stress by promoting antioxidant activity. So we talked about some of the mood benefits you've had, which falls into this anxiety and even depression category, which everyone has some degree of these conditions. And then you end up like diagnosed, and then you get given medications, or you just like kind of live with a manageable side of anxiety. And we've all got some of it. We've all got some depression. We've all got some anxiety. Let's put that down to, from 1 to 100. Let's put it down to under 10. Let's put it down to
It's
under 5. Let's
society
put it
today. Everyone's got
to 1.
anxiety.
You got it. Exactly.
I mean,
How
just
can
the
you not?
phone itself gives you anxiety. Always being accessible. The music, the frequencies in the music, everything, the chemicals in the food. Everyone has anxiety now.
Yeah.
Everyone's on some kind of anxiety medicine. And I'm going to tell the folks right now, if you're on this stuff, you can get off and give this red light therapy a try. I'm telling you right now, I feel amazing. I'm not on any of that stuff anymore. I don't drink anymore. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm just doing things like this, folks, and it's helping.
Wow. That's so beautiful, man. It's so beautiful. And I've noticed a change in you since I met you late last year. Like it was probably around maybe September or something.
Yeah.
I've continually noticed like changes and growth with you, which is just really cool when your friends
Thank
see it.
you.
Have others said that to you? You're welcome.
Well, I mean, I've kind of maybe another reason is I don't have any more friends that I used to hang out. But yeah, it's just I just my new friends to me, I've just my whole energy's changed, my whole frequency's changed. I'm hanging out with a whole different type of people. And it's not that I don't still like my old friends, it's just that you just frequencies change, man. And I think a lot of this where I'm going now also has to do with my health and my what I feel is my electromagnetic field, right? Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's changing. Like it
Yeah.
literally is changing. And I think probably the red light's a contributor to it.
Yeah. I can see that. Absolutely. So this study here
The
is a small
theory,
study.
right? It's just my theory, but I feel it.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. You're a good case study for this. It's very interesting for me watching it. You're part of my study, right? Lab rat. Um, it- no harmful elements added to the study. Only healing. So this study was on PMF for anxiety, and so this was promoting circulation, reducing inflammation, helping with lymphatic drainage. This small study, most participants reported less pain, better mood, clearer thinking, and improved sleep after 12 20-minute PMF sessions over several weeks. So that's this is both chronic pain and anxiety. So think about 20-minute sessions over several weeks. Several weeks could be as little as 3 weeks and as many as maybe 5, 6. Several actually sounds like 7, but it's actually more like the 2, 3, 4 typically. So it's not very many sessions. And in that short period of time, these people are having, just such benefit that then has such a ripple effect in every area. And so that's the clinical study there, and you'll see it here listed, so you can see all the titles there. Cellular inflammation. This is where we've got a lot of issues happening. And so you could see all the interesting information there. And people are like, if they see something that's really important, then just screenshot us. We're going, pause the video, and check out that information. So this is interesting, these mechanisms of action, because this is modulating inflammation in soft tissue, cartilage, joints, angiogenesis, and wound healing. It's working with suppressing key inflammatory pathways, so you can see what those are. And then in vitro and animal studies, so petri dish and animal findings highlight PMF's ability to control inflammation, enhance angiogenesis, so speeding up healing, all these types of things that, again, when we talk about the concept of a med bed, it's accelerating these things. So
until we get these med beds, I mean, this is the next best thing. This is the hack right here.
yes, or it has arrived and this is what it is, but it doesn't fit some of the things that people have said about that. But this is it like, because often that happens in life where people are looking for something that's already happened, or and yeah, I've done it
Right,
before.
right. They're waiting. They're just waiting for the answer instead of actively going out researching and finding it themselves, or finding the next best thing. And like what we're doing, what we're presenting to them is, hey, this could be a beautiful hack in your life and in your health, and you can use this as a med bed hack.
Exactly, exactly. And there are people that have literally just straight up marketed PMF mats as MedBed tech because
Can I see the mats again, like what they look
uh
like?
yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I can show
Are
you.
they different sizes, or what are they?
No, they're all like, just it's just a one size and it's a full body, which makes
What
it
about
really
someone
easy.
like me who's like 6'5"?
You'll still like fit on it. Like if like the bottoms of your feet are hanging out, it's not really a big deal. And so I'll show you that.
So are
That's
they
what it
little
looks.
like electronic pulses, or what
Yeah,
are
you
lights, or what are they?
yeah, I'll show you, and you could go like, and people can go to my PMF. Um, let me just move this thing here. Yeah. And so you can go to, like, for example, this page, mypmfmat.com, and you can see it all. But those are they're photons, so lights, and so you're getting actually far infrared as well, which is really cool. And then you're also getting some of the your visible light, and so you could see that actually even the colors of the light, and which is they fall into different nanometers of frequency. But then you've got all the different types of stones that are there to, as the frequencies come through, because it plugs in, right? So you're translating like the electricity in your home that goes through and converts into these pulsed electromagnetic waves, and then channel through these stones, various types of stones, and then your body is on top of it, right? So you're lying
Now,
down
do
on it,
you
you're
need to
sitting on
be
something.
laying flat, like as flat as you can be on this?
No,
Or can you put it on
no,
a
it doesn't.
bed? Can you put it on a couch?
Yes, exactly. All of those. It doesn't matter, because it's just about having your body against it. So be creative. Like you could, like you could lay it on a couch, like you're saying, and be watching television or
So
whatever.
I have the red light hooked over my couch, obviously. So it's like a little tanning bed on the stand. You
Hmm.
know, the stand is like an L stand. I could put
Yeah.
this under on the couch, right under me, and get
Yeah.
the best of both worlds, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I would do that in a heartbeat, and you're just maximizing your time, because your time is precious, and that's everyone's is. And so then you're able to get like some really increased benefits by doing that. And some of you guys are going to be really excited to see like how, like, I mean, look at these ones I'm about to get into. This is really cool. I and look at that, for example. So after 2 hours of PEMF exposure, key protective genes were significantly upregulated, which neutralized oxidative stress, increased expression of enzymes that produce lipid mediators, fueling inflammation resolution. This is after 2 hours of exposure. So that's what we keep saying about this kind of MedBed thing. Like, as in it, like normally, oh, let's see after 5 months, maybe if you can see anything, but no, after 2 hours. So your body is immediately
Wow.
responding to the frequencies. PMF treatment altered cytokine mRNA levels, suggesting a shift towards anti-inflammatory signaling. This is yeah, so in summary, the study supports the idea that PMF actively promotes cellular resolution phase of inflammation by enhancing antioxidant defenses, boosting, resolving lipid mediator production, and modulating cytokine expression, and then showing how it works in its anti-inflammatory mechanisms. So having a look at this, so this is for the big C word. So it's working with painful mouth sores, skin irritation, swelling, nerve pain, and digestive problems. So it's shown potential in the big C word, particularly in reducing side effects, but not just that. And I'll show you the direct studies of how it's working. So this is showing here that I love this. So it's being explored as a gentle and non-invasive big C treatment that specifically targets the big C cells without harming the healthy cells. They're unharmed. Researchers found that when the breast C word cells were exposed to low frequency PMF, it slowed their growth, triggered cell death, pushed them into a state called senescence, which is where the cells are dying, where the cells stop multiplying but don't die right away. Remarkably, normal healthy cells weren't just unaffected, they actually showed signs of improved health and increased growth. This suggests that PMF might offer a safer alternative or complement if people are doing these other treatments. So that's their option. But when you start realizing all these other tools available, you stack them, then you start maybe venturing out of the treatments that have some negative and harmful effects.
I mean, I would imagine, a lot of people don't want to give up the Western medicine, so they could do this with the therapies they're
Yeah.
doing, when they're on the C treatment, maybe do the red light, do some of this PMF. That's what I would do. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
sense. It's just logical.
There was that Lancet Oncology study I presented as 413 participants. They had two groups. One used the red light, the other one didn't, but both of them were doing conventional therapies. The one that used the red light, 400% increase in their ability to put the big C word for prostate into remission. Because 49% went into remission in the red light group, and 13.5% went into remission in the control group that didn't take the light therapy. And so you'll see the same types of things with PMF, and it's through different mechanisms. Hence why there are a lot of people, they just will not live without it. Like the people that know about this, they don't live without it. There's just why they really know about it, that are experts in the field. So PMF treated C cells not only displayed cell death, but also senescence. In contrast, normal fibroblasts were not affected by the possible harmful effects of PMFs, but increased their cellular viability. So they're working, functioning more effectively. There's all the clinical studies on that. And there's a lot of folks on here that are struggling with autoimmune diseases. And the reason why this is working is because it's improving cellular energy and circulation, balancing immune system activity, and reducing chronic inflammation. And so lots of folks struggling with fibromyalgia. For example, this study specifically in women with fibromyalgia, it's causing widespread pain and fatigue. Women who receive PMF treatment experienced less pain, better physical function, reduced fatigue, and improved mood compared to those who received a fake treatment, sham therapy. And look how long the benefits lasted. So then they stopped the treatment, and then for 12 weeks after, this continued to show the signs of lasting structural changes. So it continued to be of benefit. So it's not like a band-aid, it's actually correcting the body system. But the reason why then it would kind of wear off in 12 weeks is because you then are only then exposed to all the harmful EMFs again. You're not getting the right things in your body anymore. So you have to then push through that, get the right things in. And so here you get into the bone density and fracture healing, the calcium uptake, osteoblast activity, which is stimulated, collagen production is promoted, and it's improving circulation and oxygenation. You see this with osteoarthritis, and It's extraordinarily effective. And this study showing that they're testing how PMF affected cells related to osteoarthritis found that it lowers inflammation and helps protect cartilage. PMF works by boosting a protein called SIRT1, which helps block harmful inflammatory signals that damage joints. So really great findings there, and you can see it there, bone healing, and like remember as well,
So this
stem
is a
cells are
different
generated in the bones. Go
this
ahead.
is a different site from my red light.
Yeah, exactly. It's mypmfmat.com, just to make it like super clear.
MyPMFmat.com. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Do they get
Makes
a
it.
special deal with my code or
Yeah.
what?
Yes, I got something really, really special. When you use the
Let's show
code,
that right now. Let's get to
yeah,
that.
yeah, absolutely. I'll show this. You'll love this. You guys got a real
So this is
treat.
different than my red life. So this is a whole different separate. You got to send me my mat, bro.
Yes, yeah.
Nino's mat.
Nino's Matt. Absolutely. Yes, not a problem, man. It's coming. I can't wait to I can't wait till you combine these therapies. Obviously, because you're getting such benefit on the other, you're gonna have to do an experiment as well when you
Absolutely.
get off the red light and then just try PMF on its own, because you'll see it work on its own, and I want you to
Really.
see that. Yeah, just do it for a week or two, and then don't get off red light anymore, because you don't want to stay off that. But yeah, here's what we've got. Like, we've got the code Nino25, which is 25% off, like a really big saving. So just close to $500 there. People are
Yeah.
saving, and this is full body as well, which is awesome, like we're mentioning. And we and I'll show you some of the specs that are really important to understand, because people will get lost in this, and people will spend like a common price that is being sold for PMF mats that don't even have like they don't have superior technology, and often inferior. They're selling them for $10,000 because people don't
Jeez.
know any better. Yeah, no joke. Yeah. Absolutely. I
Wow.
mean, I showed you an example at 160,000, and if
Damn.
you show me
That's
how the
ridiculous.
people, yeah, I know, but like, look, maybe they've got a reason for it, but I'll show you those. These are important details though to look for, so you understand, because these are like how it works with the ranges, and so this is what you'll see inside of it. Yeah, here you go. So it's
Let me see what's
combining.
inside it. You just
Yeah,
passed.
yeah, you want to see that? Yeah, no
Yeah.
problems. And so look at all these layers, right? So this is how it's working. So the natural gemstones, the photon light layer, waterproof PVC layer,
What do
thermal foil
gemstones have to do
insulation.
with anything?
Say that again.
Like crystals or what is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Natural
Well, the
gemstones. What
gemstones, yeah,
would
because they it, stones will when they picking a frequency, they will help,
amplify it?
like, yes, they will absorb that and amplify that and translate that as well. Yeah, thermal foil insulation, fireproof cotton layer, overheating protection layer, temperature. So you see all these layers that are all inside, which gives you an understanding how the technology works, and you can see the coils there as well. And so it's going through these each of these layers to then work in the way that it does. But
Interesting, man. Yeah, I mean that's what I wanted to look at right there because now I see the technology within it.
yeah, exactly. So you see it real time,
There's a lot of
and
stuff there. There's a lot of layers there. Thermal
it,
foil insulation, fireproof cotton layer, overheating protection layer, temperature sensor layer, low EMF, far
far
infrared ray
infrared.
heating wire layer, thermal foil insulation, PEMF system layer. I mean, damn, dude, there's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
A lot of thought went into this.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it's an amazing science, and
And
so yeah, go ahead.
you could turn it up or turn it down, or is it just one
Uh, y-
frequency? Is it
well, typically, yeah, you do have the ability to like modulate the intensity, but and then typically you could the settings are very simple, and we could do some other demonstrations, and the instructions are very clear. But like, and then you'll see this here, like the red light mat. What we've done here is it's got the optimal frequency range. So we've been talking about wavelengths with light. So now you've got the 1 to 30 hertz, which is mirroring the Earth's natural electromagnetic rhythms, such as the Schumann resonance. And these low frequencies support the body's healing processes to regulate and optimize cellular energy, aid in reducing inflammation, promoting recovery, improving sleep quality and overall relaxation, and restoring balance to the nervous system and cellular function. What like studies show consistently that the therapeutics benefits decline at higher frequencies, and long-term use outside of this range can carry some safety concerns. So again, this is something to look for, the 1 to 30 hertz. And this is why the Red Life mat is carefully engineered to stay within the scientifically supported 1 to 30 hertz range. So it's something you can trust. And so then you'll see this is really cool here, where you see that the scientists testing the pulsed EMF, PEMF device, sending the gentle low frequency magnetic waves in the body in this range, the 1 to 30 hertz, the same frequency that we're using. That this frequency range was carefully chosen because it's mirroring and mimicking the natural signals that your body uses when healing, like when what happens in your joints during movement or pressure. So you're mirroring you're basically applying the pressure of healing to the body continually, but at a safe range. Hence why it's like a Goldilocks thing, not too much, not too little. It's got to be that specific range. So they use this technology to treat people with early stage knee osteoarthritis, a condition that causes pain, stiffness, and joint damage. Over 9 sessions, 1 hour each, the patients received treatment without feeling heat, noise, or any discomfort. And the participants that received the PMF saw a significant drop in pain within 1 to 3 to 6 months, and the pain relief continued for up to 6 months without any side effects. And those that got the fake treatment, it didn't work. And this is the only other thing that I'll mention about this, which is the using the millitesla. So it's why it's unique. This mat is that it's using the 150 millitesla magnetic field strength, which is significantly stronger than many other consumer mats that operate at much lower intensities, and it's combined within its 3-coil design. And Red Life mat is delivering even full body coverage. So you can see and why it's outperforming other mats in its class. So deeper penetration into muscles, bones, and tissues, faster pain relief, blood circulation, cellular regeneration and healing, faster relief, better healing, and better results. And that's what that means. And so you can see that there. You can see the studies there on the magnetic field and why we've actually even done a slight increase on, like, for example, this 2-week period, the research has exposed human stem cells to this strong PMF signal to see how they responded. The results show that 150 millitesla is completely safe with no signs of toxicity or negative effects on cells. In fact, the cells treated both at 80 millitesla and 150 continue to grow and thrive over time. So the findings, suggest that stronger PMF field like 150 millitesla offer deeper, more stimulating effects, and so that's why we're using these key technologies. And then the other one that we'll mention, because it's the other therapy that pairs so well with it, which is the far infrared sauna, which is getting that 86 Fahrenheit or up to 158 Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius, so it's 70 degrees Celsius. I'm Australian, so we got to do the Australian, and I'm American as well, but so I'm in both worlds. But this level is rarely seen in consumer blankets, in a sense, because this is like the far infrared heat blanket. So that's another thing that you'll find that people that are in really great health over time, they're using these in combination. That, like, the sauna therapy is completely different. It taps, like, you notice it in your body once you raise your
I
body
sit in the
temperature.
sauna 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, and then this makes it super easy because you could do it in a blanket. You could be watching something. You don't have to travel anywhere. You don't have to go basement,
In
spend
a blanket,
$7,000.
man, just sweating your ass off in a blanket.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It works great, man.
I'm sure it does, but
yeah,
damn, I don't know. I like the okay, well, hey, that's teach their own. I'll say that much.
people
I
people love
love
it.
the products, dude. I love the products.
Yeah,
I got to jump on another podcast,
yeah,
but
you're right, man.
let's show where people get this stuff and the codes they use.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, there's the sauna blanket there, and again, like a super great discount. So you could use the code Nino25, get the 25% off discount, and so you could see we've made that super affordable. And again, it's at mypemfmat.com, and then use the code Nino25 at checkout, and so you can see all the specs on that and why it's so effective. And then the Red Life PMF mat, again, you're activating the 25% off discount. Again, make sure to just don't just use Nino, use Nino25 at checkout, and then again you can see all the
Nino25.
specs.
That's what
Yeah.
it is, folks. Nino25. All right.
And then that's that. And then for those that see the opportunity there to combine them, and so you get an additional discount, so it activates a 30% off discount. And so use the code Nino30 if you're getting the bundle of
Ah,
the
so they get the bundle, it's Nino
yeah.
30,
Yeah.
and just one of them, it's Nino 25.
Yeah, exactly. Remember that is such a powerful combo. Once people use it, they'll love it. And again, you got a 60-day money back guarantee. So if you didn't like anything for any reason, you can just return it, no questions
Well,
asked, no
I can't
problems.
wait to get mine.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But
Jonathan, thank you.
yeah, I want to see you in the blanket. I think you'll love it. And it
I'll
just
try it. Are you going to send both?
absolutely,
EMF,
absolutely,
Matt, and the blanket? Yeah, I'll try. Dude, you
absolutely,
know I'll do it. I'll try it.
dude.
I'll do it religiously as well.
And yeah, that's awesome. And just think about the fact that like everything else, like you can't do anything. Like most people like have an area that they want to like socialize, watch something, and they can't do that because they got to go to their basement and get, sauna. And most people don't have the money for a $7,000 sauna. So it just shortcuts all that. You get it for nothing in comparison. And yeah, and I did the math on this as well. Like you span out like what like for example the PMF mat, what it costs you over 10 years, and you go by month, and then you go by, because you're going to use this for the next 10 years, 20 years, just over 10 years alone, it ends up costing 30 cents a day. 30 cents, that's it, right? Because you just do the math, and you work out, man, everything else is more expensive. Any supplement, any drug, anything. And then what does it cost people when you're not feeling good, when you're not getting good sleep and losing time, having to take other, pain medications, the money, the time, the pain, like the problems, and how it takes you out of the game. So these are the types of things, man, that just change people's life for the better, and they don't cost you. They end up costing you nothing. They end up only giving you and more time,
Right.
more energy, more money for other things. So it's a
Cool.
game changer, man.
Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate you coming on, man. This has been very eye-opening, and yeah, I'll give this a shot. And folks, it's the MedBed hack right here. We just we just exposed the MedBed hack, baby, on Nino's Corner.tv. I mean, hey, dude. I'm gonna go for it. I'm going for it. I mean, you have nothing to lose. I
Yeah.
mean, except pain, chronic pain. That's what I say. So, Jonathan, thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Nino. And then just guys, remember with those specials, they're just going to be for a limited time. So keep an eye on that. So just make sure you grab it while it's available, because we're just going to keep that up for a little bit here. And so, yeah. So anyway, we look forward to taking care of you guys.
God bless.
Thanks, brother.